Welcome into another edition of That's Deep. I'm Tommy Z, joined as always by Johnny Bravo, breaking down UFC 325, Lopez versus Volkanovski 2. We just saw this fight not that long ago, and they are turning it back yet again. So it was a pretty fun card last week. I had some good success on the early card. Kind of tailed off there towards the end, just didn't finish great, but pretty solid card here. There's a lot. You got the road to UFC, so those are always interesting fights. And yeah, I mean, pretty good card overall. Johnny, how you feeling coming into this one?
Feeling good. Rough week last week. Got absolutely crushed, but the card was pretty entertaining. We got a new interim champ, Justin Gaethje, absolutely beat the piss out of Paddy Pimblett. And yeah, it was a good main event, a brawl. So now we're coming in here. I mean, yeah, it was just a bar brawl.
Paddy showed a little heart there, which was good.
What didn't make sense to me is he didn't even try to grapple. He just went in there to try to stand and bang, which made absolutely no sense when you have a huge advantage if you get it to the ground. And I mean, it was just terrible.
I think part of the problem with that fight for him was that he did have some success early, landed those big uppercuts, and then he
got dropped like three times.
Then he got cracked, and it was like, so yeah. I mean, it was a fun fight overall. I mean, he came back, had a great third round, but yeah, I mean, interesting to see where Paddy goes from here because I think that's a good lesson type fight for him, and I think Paddy will be just fine.
But maybe he gets the Conor fight.
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah. It's not a bad matchup. Yeah, I think Conor would like that too. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But all right, so let's jump into these road to UFC fights. Got some guys that we've seen before. If I can get the screen up, it always takes me a second. We saw Aaron Tao on the Contender Series. He's taking on Namsrai Batbayer, flyweight bout. Tao lost on the Contender Series, but showed some toughness there. What are your thoughts going into this one?
Yeah, this should be a pretty fun fight. I mean, Aaron Tao, what he likes to do. He's going to want to bite down, walk forward, absorb a bunch of damage, and throw a bunch of volume. So I mean, he's always fun to watch, and he's going to bring it. He's got heart. He's pretty tough, pretty good chin. And this Batbayer kid is he's I mean, from what I've seen, he's pretty dangerous, really good slick grappling, dangerous on the ground, decent, power in his hands. I mean, all of his wins are inside the distance. The only thing, maybe he's just a little bit, he's 25, Tao's a little older. I mean, this is probably going to be an action, all violence kind of fight. And I like the Batbayer side. I think he's pretty good, man. I got high hopes for this kid. He looks decent. So, and Tao is kind of one of these older guys. I mean, durable, has a lot of heart, but I don't know. I like Batbayer.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the opposite end with right off the bat here, just because I do think it's going to be a good fight, competitive fight. And Tao is he's just durable. So I just feel like if he can weather a bit of a storm, he's a vet. He's been around. Like I said, we did see him on the Contender Series, and yeah, I think he can weather a storm. I think he is pretty good himself. He's got some skills. He is a little bit older, but he's a city kickboxing guy. He's a local guy, so that kind of helps with the travel. He was like plus 115 yesterday. He's down. I saw he was at like plus 105, so he's taking a little bit of money, but nothing crazy. Yeah, and I just think overall it's just basically all these road to UFC fights. I just feel like they're going to be competitive. There's a lot of unknowns with these guys, and yeah, I'm gonna start my night with the slight dog shot here. All right, moving right along to another Road to UFC final. We got, this is going to be always a tough one. Sulan Granbo taking on Lawrence Liu. Again, two guys that, you know, both have shown they've got a little bit of power, finishing upside. But again, you know, two guys that, you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of outside of these fights on the road to UFC. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, the Shurlong Rangbo kid is he looks pretty legit to me from what I've seen. I mean, I like the striking. I mean, he's fast. He's got good volume, decent grappling. He's got power in his hands. I really like what I've seen out of this guy. I mean, he's 20 years old. He turned pro when he was like 15. He's been fighting, you know, so he's been fighting for a while at a pretty decent level. So, I mean, from what I've seen from this guy, I mean, he looks pretty legit. And Lawrence Louis, when I watched him, I wasn't really too impressed. Like, he was, you know, the fight on the before on the road to UFC, the semifinal. I mean, he didn't really look all that great, and then he landed a big shot and was able to finish the guy. You know, he's more of a, you know, city kickboxing guy. So, I mean, the striking is okay. It's just, I don't know. He just didn't really impress me on the, from what I've seen from him. And yeah, I like Shurlong Rangbo here pretty significantly. I think he finishes him. So.
Yeah, I'm with you here. Both guys landed knockdowns in both of their fights, but Lou got knocked down, got dropped twice in the fight you were talking about.
Yeah,
yeah, to me, with two guys, both have power. One guy got dropped twice, you know, recently. I got to go with Sulan Rangbo as well. I mean, overall, I just think he looks, you know, just a step above. And I think he's got the finishing upside here. And I think Lou can be had. So, yeah, same page there. Again, you know, Sulan Rangbo, he's a decent size favorite in that one. Not huge.
He's like minus 260.
Yeah. So always a little sketchy to bet that kind of line, but I feel like if I'm betting him, I'm probably betting him to win by finish.
Yeah.
All right. Next fight, another road to UFC. And yeah, another pretty competitive one here. We got Kaichiro Nakamura taking on Sebastian Zale. I can't remember how you pronounce his last name. Zale. Yeah, there you go. But again, another good one. Nakamura, he solid volume, you know, puts a good pace on. Slay looks to grapple, if I'm remembering correctly. I just got to go back in my notes here. Oh no,
striker.
Oh, he's low volume. That was the one note I had on him. Nakamura, high pace, Slay, low volume. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean Nakamura. I mean he looked okay in the road to UFC. I mean, you know, he's a pretty decent striker. He's gonna want to keep it on the feet, and you know, he's got decent volume, pretty good volume. And Sebastian Saleh, I mean, from what I've seen from this guy, I mean, he in the semifinals, I mean, he absolutely ran through the guy. I mean, the striking looks on point. He's got big power in his hands. Yeah, I mean, I like Saleh here to get the job done.
All right, so we're gonna be on the opposite end again here. The one thing I liked about Nakamura, now that I'm looking back in my notes, was he did stuff 9 of 12 takedowns. So generally speaking, he's going to be able to keep it on the feet. Yeah, and Slay, I mean, obviously I think he KO'd that guy within like the first minute or so in his last fight. So big power there. Again, you know, I think it's going to be competitive. Nakamura was a slight underdog when I was breaking it down. So I'm gonna roll with him here. I kind of like the dogs in these road to UFC fights. There's just so much unknown here. So unfortunately, I don't want to be on the opposite side of all these fights, but I don't think I'm going to be betting these too heavily. So we'll see how it goes. But the last fight on the road to UFC is, and there we go. In the lightweight division, we got Sang-Woo Kim taking on Dammar Fan. Again, I mean, two guys pretty evenly matched here. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this should be an entertaining one. Dammar Fan. I mean, he's fought some decent competition. I mean, he fought Quinlan Salkill twice, lost both times, got submitted. From what I see from Dammar Fan is pretty much the striking is pretty non-existent. I mean, it's pretty rudimentary, nothing too fancy, low volume. He's going to want to get it to the ground. He's a grappler, really good top control, really good top game, good submissions. Yeah, he's pretty much a grappler. And Sang-Woo Kim is, he's kind of, he's interesting. He seems like a pretty good defensive grappling, has some good offensive grappling, really like his striking. If he can stuff these takedowns and keep it on the feet, I think he's live here. So I'm going to have to go with Kim here to get the job done over Dammar Fan.
Okay, so we're gonna split these because I'm gonna be in agreement with you. I did also for Dammar Fan. I did have him as a low volume fighter as well. And yeah, I think Kim just overall. And he had a semi good fight with Rong Ju, who was a road to UFC guy. And he's been in the UFC for a little while. He's had some success. He's been in and out. But solid guy to kind of compare to see where these guys are at. So, yeah, I think the volume's going to be with Kim, and just overall keeps it on the feet, and he should be able to get the job done. So I'm going to roll with him on this one as well. All right, now we move into kind of staying in the road to UFC territory here, if I can get these graphics to work. We got Con Offley taking on. Here we go. My producer skills are failing. Con Offley taking on Yiza. Featherweight bout. Con Offley, you've seen him for 2 or 3 fights in the UFC. Hasn't been overly impressive. Taking on Yiza here. Another guy, not overly impressive. But me personally, I'm not a big Con Offley fan. I think he's just low volume. He doesn't do a whole lot. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's just kind of like another road to UFC fight. Yiza double road to UFC competitor, and yeah, his first run in the UFC flaked out, and then he went back, went through the road to UFC again, got re-signed, and he hasn't really been too impressive, since coming back. He's got a loss, and in his last fight, Weston Wilson, Augusta win, he knocked out Weston Wilson. Augusta win can knock out Weston Wilson, He's and he's I guess he's a pretty okay striker, has some grappling, and he's okay, and yeah, Con Offley, he's not the greatest. We've seen him. He went through the Tough House and got starched in the finale by Santos. And then, he's kind of had some, wishy-washy performances. He did finish Ricardo Ramos, but, Ricardo Ramos has literally no fight IQ and just, gave up his neck. And, that's what Ricardo Ramos does, just flakes out on you. Yeah, but Offley, like you said, he's kind of low volume, but the striking is pretty decent. He does have some grappling too in his back pocket. I don't know. I'm just not running to the window to bet Yiza. If I was betting it, I might take the shot on Con Offley here. To be honest.
Okay, well, I'm rolling with Yiza here, but it's not a fight that I'm looking to put
Not
any kind of
like
money on.
you want to lay minus what is he 190 or whatever he
Yeah,
was?
it's just not. I
Not
mean, I
really
guess if
exciting.
you went with like the over, but even like the over 1.5 in a same game parlay, like that was like minus 400, so you're not really getting much off the price there. I guess you could go by decision. I mean, Con Offley is pretty tough, and like you said, he's not a high volume guy, but he does have good striking. He is, pretty tough, well rounded guy, just not overly exciting. Just doesn't really offer a huge threat. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Izah here to win as an official pick, but I'm probably not going to have any involvement in this fight. All right, moving right along here to we're kind of scraping the level here, going up a little bit, I suppose. Not too much, but we got a welterweight bout with Jonathan Mikalev, Jesus, and Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott is a guy I like. I mean, he's entertaining. He's good on the mic. Skills, he's got some skills overall, but so far been a little bit of a disappointment. He's been a massive favorite in in most of his fights in the UFC. Lost as a huge favorite recently, and Mikalev, solid overall guy. I mean, I don't think he's like a world beater by any means, but got good kicks. And yeah, this one to me is very interesting. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, Oban, he's coming off the hype train where, he was minus 600, got absolutely, I mean, dominated the whole fight by Korean Tyson. But I mean, Korean Tyson can do that to you. Sun Wukong. I mean, look what he did to what's his name, Big Phil Rowe. I mean, he
Oh
just
yeah, Phil Rowe,
absolutely
yeah.
took him down and dominated him. So that guy might actually be pretty
He might be
good.
solid.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, Oban, but other than that, I mean, Oban has pretty much performed in all of his other fights. I mean, the Bazel Hafez fight was a pretty decent performance, knocks him out in the third round. Yeah, and he hit that speed bump. Maybe it was kind of, and then this is a rebooking, I think, right? And because Oban had to pull out because he got sick. So I don't know why why it got stretched out for so long and why it wasn't rescheduled like sooner. Um, But yeah, I mean, Oban, he's a pretty decent striker. He's got wrestling in his back pocket, and obviously you can see like, I mean, I don't even know how to read if his takedown defense is shit. If he can just be held down, I really don't know what to make of the last fight. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Oban's decent, and then Mikhailov. I mean, I pretty much ruled this guy out. I didn't really think he was any good. I thought he was one-dimensional. The striking wasn't any good, and then all he had was a body kick. And boy, was I proved wrong. I mean, Kevin Doucette, I don't really think is even that good, but I mean, he's a solid low-level guy, and he absolutely went in there and just dominated that fight.
Yeah.
Outstruck him on the feet and made him look stupid. So. Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I'm gonna buy the price dip on Oban here. Just he's coming off he was minus 600. And I don't think he should be a dog here. I still think I give Oban the slight favorite. So I'm gonna ride with Oban here.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I feel like the books were kind of inflating his number. Overall, since joining the UFC, he has performed and he has, gotten the job done up until that last fight. Kind of wild, but like you said, that dude went on to another impressive win after that. So, could be a learning experience. He got taken down, he got controlled. We just saw Peyton Talbot a year ago just get absolutely ragdolled on the mat, and then he came back and now all of a sudden he's taken down Henry Cejudo. And so, Oban's young enough to where fights like that aren't really going to be a hindrance. They're probably going to be more helpful to his career. So I could see him in a good bounce back spot here as an underdog for I think the first time. I don't think he's been an underdog since joining the UFC. I think he's a live dog in this one as well. So I'll agree with you on this one. I think Oban, it's going to be a good fight. I mean, Mikalev is very good, but yeah, I think Oban can get it done as a dog here. All right, moving right along. This is I'm kind of curious to see where you're at on this one. Got a middleweight bout. Jacob Malkoun taking on Taurus Finney. Finney, he's a fire hydrant, short guy, super, super strong, looks to grapple exclusively almost. I mean, we saw his last fight. He just takedown after takedown, not a lot of damage, but he does have the ability to land those takedowns. Taking on Malkoun here, who took a little bit of time off with a back injury. He had a bulging disc in his back. But overall, I mean, Malkoun, pretty solid. He's had some good wins in the UFC. He's also a grappler at heart. He's landed a lot of takedowns in the UFC. So kind of a, grappler's delight here, you would think. But Malkoun does have some striking as well. So for me, I'm kind of curious to see where Malkoun is at health-wise, how that back's doing. But what are your thoughts coming into this one?
Yeah, it's hard to make of what the back issue is. He's been off for almost 2 years, or a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
Been gone a while. Yeah, but I mean, from before, Malkoun, before he was injured, he was, I like Malkoun. I like betting on this guy. He's got really good wrestling, really strong top control. Good, decent striking on the feet. Not the greatest, but he can hold his own on the feet. Yeah, I just really like the heavy grappling approach you'd be able to use to bet on this guy with. You would know he would be going for those takedowns.
Yeah.
And yeah, Taurus Finney, just probably one of the more boring fighters in the UFC. This guy had to go through Contender Series like 3 or 4 times just to get a contract. He really doesn't throw any punches. He's pretty primarily a wrestler. But he is now training with DC, so maybe he's in a better training room. And that could kind of help him move along his skills. Because when he on the regional scene, when he has thrown punches, he does have pretty decent power in his hands when he does let his hands go. He's a big, strong, muscular guy, and he can crack if he lets his hands go, but he really doesn't. He's going to want to wrestle, and this is going to be interesting. How does this cancel each other out? The wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to predict there, but I'm going to lean with Malkoun here. I think he's just better overall, the more established MMA fighter and not just a wrestler. And I think, just as long as his back, holds up and he looks good at weigh-ins, then yeah, I probably might fire off a Malkoun ticket here.
Yeah, that's my thoughts too. Like, if you really break it down, if Malkoun is fully healthy, I think he rolls in this fight because he's not just going to get taken down over and over again by Finney. And, he could land some takedowns himself if he goes that route.
I think he's way better on the feet, too. He's way better on the feet.
I just feel like Malkoun's got the overall better skill set in MMA. And really, Malkoun came into the UFC, debut, got smoked, bad look. But other than that, he lost to Brendan Allen, who,
but he looked good in that fight. He got takedowns, and he was looking good at moments.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that's not a bad loss. Brendan Allen is pretty solid. So, yeah, I just feel like if Malkoun comes into this fight and he's healthy, like you said, we'll look at the weigh and see how he looks. I've been looking at his Instagram a little bit, seeing kind of where he's at. Looks like he's been training pretty heavily for a while. So I feel like even if he's maybe slightly declined, he's still better than Taurus Finney. Finney, he just doesn't offer that much. The takedowns are great, but if that's all you're going to offer against a guy like Jacob Malkoun, who can wrestle, and that's been a staple in his career, I just don't think that's going to be a good day at the office. So, yeah, give me Malkoun here as well. All right. Moving right along, we've got almost like a carbon copy of Cam Roston's last fight, taking on a kind of explosive grappler. Roston, middleweight division here, Cody Brundage. We know Brundage. We've seen him plenty of times. The guy he's got some really good skills early on in fights, but man, when it goes bad for him. When I saw this fight, I wasn't expecting the line to be the way it was. Roston was a underdog in his last fight against Petrosky and, came out and just smashed him. And now Roston's a massive favorite against a guy in Brundage who, he offers power on the feet early. He offers a very good wrestling approach, but he's as flaky as they get. What are your thoughts on this one?
You know why the line is so wide?
I don't.
Well, Cody Brundage is terrible. That is why.
Okay. Well, all right. So I guess
that is why. I mean, this guy, he'll look for a way out in the fight. I mean, like he's got no wrestling. I mean, not really good defensive. You can take Cedric Dumas down. You can't, it's just a rough look. I mean,
yeah,
he's got decent power. What he does is he gives away a takedown because he goes for the stupid fucking guillotine all the time that he never gets, and now he's on bottom and he has absolutely no way to work his way back up to the feet. If you get him to the ground, he's stuck there. So I really don't know what this guy has to offer. I mean, he's not very good. So I'm not a Cody Brundage fan. Yeah, he's not the best. Cam Rothstein has looked pretty good. He did fight Forrest Finney on the Contender Series. Forrest Finney was able to pretty much just wrestle him for 3 rounds, and but then he came back and he absolutely obliterated a guy, starched him, and then he comes into the UFC and fights Petrosky, and he runs right through him. I like his striking. He's long and lengthy on the feet. He's got good kicks to the body. Good striking. And he can wrestle himself if he has to, and he's got good submissions, pretty slick submissions on the ground. So, yeah, Cam Rothstein is good here everywhere. So, yeah, I think he finishes Brundage. I think he runs right through him. So, yeah. I'm on Rothstein this week. Yep.
Yeah, I like him too. That early part of the fight, like I said, Brundage does, he does throw heavy early, does have some power early. But after that, it's all downhill for this guy. And I don't think I can remember if I've even ever bet on Cody Brundage. So I don't
bet once on him, I think. And did I bet him in the Julian Marquez fight where he did knock him out? But Julian Marquez has no chin at all. And he almost got knocked out himself. I might have bet him in that fight.
I think I bet him once or twice. But I know recently I have not been betting him.
He will look for a way out too. So betting Cody Brundage by DQ isn't a bad sprinkle because he will. If he gets hit, fouled, he will look for a way out and get out of there.
Yeah,
be like, see ya.
That's the thing. Like when things are going bad, he literally it's almost like he puts himself in position to take an illegal shot, an illegal knee, or dip his head so he gets hit in the back of the head. We've seen it. He's won a couple. He's won 2 times by DQ. But I just don't think. Nice guy. He's to the average man. He's a badass. But as a UFC fighter, just doesn't have the heart. Just not somebody you want to rely on. So. Yeah, we're on the same boat here. Cam Roston should get it done. I would expect this fight to end in a finish, even if Brundage comes out and has some crazy early knockout or something like that. But I just think Roston, he's shown that he's got some skills. He's well rounded, and I just think he's the better of the two here. And the longer this fight goes, the easier it gets for him. So I think Cam gets it done. All right, moving right along, we've got to me, this is pretty straightforward. We've got Junior Tafa taking on Billy Alicana, light heavyweight bout. Wasn't really a big Alicana guy when he made his way to the UFC, but he's done some, he's done some decent work. I've kind of changed my opinions on him. Taking on Tafa here, who's a good kickboxer. He does have that, but he's got zero grappling. And, to me, the path is pretty clear here. Alicana should just shoot for a takedown in the first 5 seconds of the fight. But what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm still not impressed with Billy Alicana. He was just involved in probably one of the worst fights in UFC history with Ibo Aslan.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
That was one of the worst fights, and that's up there with the Derek Lewis and who's the big Will Knight. Yeah, the Will Knight fight and the Ngannou Derek Lewis fight. This fight is right up there.
Yeah,
the guy. He's low volume. The striking is pretty decent. He has shown wrestling, but I don't even know if I trust his fight IQ to go for takedowns. There's a clear path here. We know Junior Tafa has absolutely no grappling. He's a white belt on the mat. There's no jiu-jitsu there, so you take him down. You could probably get to the neck and probably finish him pretty easily. But Billy Alicana doesn't seem like a guy that wants to fight easy. So I don't know. On the feet, Tafa is definitely the better striker. He's definitely got the more power in his hands. But yeah, there's a clear path here. Take this guy down and grab his fucking neck and take it home with you. It's clear, I want to say he probably does that. So, I'm picking Alicana to get the win here and probably inside the distance. But, man, if it's on the feet, it's going to be a little sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. If it's on the feet, then Tafa could win this fight all day.
There's a special they have. They have Tafa by knockout or Alicana by sub.
What's the number on that?
It's -145.
Okay, I don't mind that. I think Billy comes out.
Just the under 2.5. The under 2.5 is -225. That's weird. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
That's not a bad.
Kind of low, isn't it?
I don't know. To me,
you would think, yeah.
Alicana's first fight in the UFC, short notice fight, comes out.
The over 1.5 is -155.
The over?
Weird. Yeah, the over is -155, 1.5. So they expect this to go long.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if Alicana takes him down and doesn't get that sub in the first, I could see it. But I think
he has gassed. He did gas when he was grappling against Guskov? But that was short notice. He did gas because he did grapple Guskov in the first and then just completely gave up in the second. So I'm guessing that was because it was short notice. But
yeah, it seemed like it. And also the very end of that round, he got reversed, and I think he might have went out slightly with the choke, and then he kind of woke up and went back to the stool. So, but again, short notice fight, but in my opinion, if he comes out and does that, what he did in that fight, the fight's over in the first round. I think he finished.
I just don't get the total really. I don't know. The books think it's going to go long, which is.
Yeah, I think it probably flies over 1.5 if it gets out of the first. I think if it gets out of the first, it could easily go 3. I just think Alicana by sub. I already bet it at +180. I think he wins. I think he wins by sub. I think it's very straightforward. If he doesn't come out and grapple right off the bat, I'll throw that ticket up and burn it. But I just think the path is there. It's just too easy. It's just way too easy. So to me, Billy Alencana by sub. I'm already on it. I already bet it. But yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I don't mind that KO, Tafa KO or Alencana sub. I mean, I think that's live too. So, but yeah, I just think Alencana just comes out, takes him down, and it's a wrap. Because I mean, Tafa, he's got no grappling whatsoever. It's just non-existent. I mean, if I'm Alencana's coach,
I just don't trust Alencana.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. He's a low-level guy, but
he should run through Tafa.
Yeah, and I think he will. I honestly do. I think he will. But speaking of running through here, we've got the biggest favorite on the card, Quillian Salkild taking on Jamie Malarkey. Salkild was supposed to fight, might have been Rangju. I can't remember. But he pulled out. Jamie stepped in. Malarkey is a guy that, early in his UFC career went to war and, still very dangerous. But another one of these guys that's very, very chinny. That chin can be cracked at any point. Salkild, massive favorite here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Salkild on a nice little run here. Came through the Contender Series, came into the UFC, and he's absolutely running through guys. I mean, he absolutely ran through Nasrat Haqparast, which was, that was pretty impressive. I mean, I didn't see that coming. And in his debut, the Jubilee fight absolutely starches him. And good performance against Ashmus. Yeah, this is an interesting prospect. I think he has all the skills. The striking is really good. He's got the grappling if he needs it. He's well rounded. This kid's got some pretty decent potential to be pretty good in the UFC and go on a run. And yeah, David Malarkey is one of these old vets. With absolutely no chin. That Augusta win will knock out Jamie Malarkey. Yeah, just absolutely no chin. He's been in wars. But he is. If he had a chin, he would be a pretty decent fighter. He's got some good striking. He's pretty decently skilled, and yeah, but it's just one punch and this guy just folds. And I think Salkild just runs through this guy. I think he knocks him out. I like the Salkild KO here, pretty good. But the thing that concerns me is he drops him and jumps on a neck, jumps on his back, and chokes him out, which would be my worry. But yeah, I think he gets rid of him, gets him out of there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your only real option is to bet the KO because the inside the distance. I think I looked; it was like minus 400. It was a
minus 300. Yeah,
minus 300. Yeah, it's like. I'd rather just take my shot here and go with the KO. He's a KO guy. He's got the power. That KO of Haqparast was nasty. And Haqparast
baseball brat.
Yeah, Haqparast is tough as nails. He's a guy that's been through the wars, and he's a UFC vet that's he's been around a long time, and he's fought some really good fights. So that was pretty crazy. I was not expecting to see it happen like that. And Malarkey's a guy I've been a big fan of Malarkey, over the course of his career. But when you see a guy just drop off, when the chin goes, it goes. And here, relatively short notice against a guy that's got finishing KO power, pretty straightforward. Salkild, I think he KOs him, but there's a chance he does sub him. But yeah, Salkild by KO is my look here. All right. Speaking of a guy, maybe not super chinny, but I don't know where he's at in his mental state. We got Tai Tuivasa taking on Talishan Teixeira. Teixeira coming off that loss to Derek Lewis. Tuivasa on a massive losing streak. Guy that we've all been a fan of for a long time, but man, the fall off has been pretty steep for him. Teixeira, Derek Lewis, got the TKO finish, but give Teixeira credit, he was kind of getting back to his feet, so who knows, kind of how that would have went. But again, Teixeira a pretty big favorite here. Tuivasa is going to have the crowd, behind him, but just hasn't looked great recently. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is kind of another weird one. Talisman Teixeira, big, 6'8", big, tall, heavyweight, never been out of the first round. Don't really know how skilled he is. Don't really know how good he is. I mean, crushing cans on the regional scene, and then he comes into the UFC, and I mean, I don't know. I guess he brings violence. That's one thing, is he's going to come with it. He's going to walk forward. He's going to throw big bombs. There's not very much technique. He's going to try to take your head off, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't know how good this guy is. He's just pretty big, and he's a giant.
Yeah.
And, Tai Tuivasa is, what to expect from this guy? He's been away for a while. We've seen the photos when he was gone. He was like 500 pounds, drinking and eating, and just not even, just let himself go. Who knew if he was even going to fight again? He was on a terrible run. He got, he's lost 5 in a row. And yeah, I mean, but he's a fun guy. The fans love him. He's, he gets up if he wins. He gets the knockout. He gets up there. He does the shoey. I mean, shit, that's fun to see. He's an entertaining fan favorite. That's, he's going to go in there kind of like the Mark Hunt type and go in there, tough Samoan guy, go in there and fucking throw bombs. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I see violence here. I think someone's going to sleep here. It's just, this feels like last week where I take the shot on fucking Derek Lewis and he just doesn't show up and he gets folded. Yeah. You know what I mean? This has the thing, like, I want to bet tie, but it's like, man, I can't trust this guy. I don't know where he's at. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to lay minus fucking 350 on Talisman Teixeira, who's unproven and, just, you don't know what to expect from the guy. You know what I mean? He has tall man's defense, so that chin is right on a platter, ready to get hit. I don't know, man. I can't trust Teixeira at minus 350, and I don't really want to bet tie, because I felt like it's deja vu from last week with Derek Lewis. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Probably under here. Probably maybe an under 1.5 in a parlay. I don't see it getting out of round one. Whoever wins. So yeah. Maybe parlay. The fight doesn't start round 2, or maybe the under 1.5, but. Yeah, I think someone's going to sleep here. I just can't get a good read on who it is, and I don't feel like burning money on these old washed heavyweights. So,
yeah, I agree. I mean, it's tough to really have too much confidence either way. But I mean, Tai, it just seems like the will to fight kind of is gone. I mean, that last fight, he didn't really do a whole lot. He lost clearly all 3 rounds. One judge gave him the fight, which was pretty wild.
That was crazy.
But we're back in Australia, so that judge will never probably judge again. But
no.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Teixeira probably gets him. I think Tai is he's one of those guys where if you say, hey, here's $200,000, go fight, he'll say, sure, all right, I'll go.
He might go fight for free, Tommy.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he probably does. He's probably fighting all the time.
So come on, he's 200,000. He's doing backflips to the fucking fight for that. Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of feel like that's kind of what it is. He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go fight. Doesn't have to travel. But yeah, I just don't think he's got it anymore. I think he's been through the wars. The Cyril Gane beating that he took was pretty bad. I mean, he had his moments in that fight. He definitely came back late and had a shot there. But and then the Derek Lewis fight, he won that Derek Lewis fight. But he took some bombs in that one as well. And I feel like since then we just haven't seen him. He just hasn't looked like the same guy that just, would just go out there, throw down, and be a real threat. So I think Teixeira probably gets it done. But there is that outside chance that you get out of the first round and it's two guys staring at each other for 2 more rounds. But I kind of like the unders here as well. I mean, if Ty is going to come out and, land a big shot, he does it early. And, I think if he's going to get knocked out, I think, Teixeira's definitely got that knockout power. So probably happens early.
Well,
so
if it gets extended, we really don't know what Teixeira is going to look like.
Yeah, no, agreed. Absolutely. So, I mean, I expect violence, and, that's the way we'll go with it. But I don't know. Teixeira minus 300 or whatever he is. It's just a bit of a crazy line. Yeah. All right. So hopefully fun fight there, but, maybe that's all it is. Our next fight here, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, maybe you just crack a beer and enjoy it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We got a lightweight bout here. We got Rafael Fiziev taking on Mauricio Hoofy. 2 guys that like to strike. I don't expect to see grappling in this one. I guess if there was grappling, maybe Fiziev maybe lands a takedown or 2. But overall, I think this fight's going to take place on the feet. Fiziev, he's a guy that's kind of been in this same spot for a while. He's just outside of that top level, but he's very fast. He's very powerful. He's tough as nails. Hoofy, we saw him get, out grappled and just absolutely controlled. But I mean, these guys are going to stand and trade. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Hoofy coming in off that Benoit Saint Denis just absolutely just, ran through him, but he was getting, he was getting some finishes in the UFC. I haven't really been too overall impressed with them though, because I don't know, the takedown defense is just not very great. He's a flashy, talented striker who throws a lot of flashy shit, a lot of crazy shit. But, I mean, he's like super low volume and questionable cardio and no takedown defense. But, he's very dangerous on the feet. He's if he lands, he can't put you out. You've seen him. He's got that knockout power. It's just sometimes he's just low volume. And, he hasn't looked all that great to me. If he's, besides hitting that spinning back kick on Bobby Green. And it's just, I don't know. I haven't really been too impressed with Hoofy. Fiziev's one of these guys. He's been in the UFC for a while now. We know what we're getting. He came back to that Justin Gaethje fight and to take that fight in 12 days off the surgery. He didn't really look his best in that fight. He looked a little slower there, but he bounces back against Ignacio Bahamondes and has a pretty good performance against Bahamondes, which is pretty surprising because Bahamondes was kind of the guy kind of streaking, and he kind of put a halt to that. As a dog. And yeah, this should be a striker's delight, but I could see Fiziev sneaking in takedowns. He got takedowns in both Justin Gaethje fights. He took down Bahamondes in their fight, and Hoofy just has no takedown defense. It's just not great, and obviously Fiziev's going to see that. And, in close rounds, if somebody sneaks a takedown in with 1 minute and banks that round, that could be pretty, that could be pay big dividends in the end. I'm gonna ride with Fiziev here to get the job done and edge it out. I just think he has more paths to victory, and he throws more volume than Hoofy, and as long as he stays safe and doesn't get caught, I think if he extends this and mixes in the grappling maybe a little bit, I think he can win this fight. So yeah, give me Fiziev here. I do like that Hoofy is at training with Volk. That is a positive. But
yeah, that's definitely a positive.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Fiziev here.
Yeah, Hoofy, training with the city kickboxing guys. So travel is not going to be a problem for him because he's been there for a while. So that's a positive for him. And he's with a good group of guys. But I just think Fiziev, he's kind of, he's got a pretty good fight IQ. He's been there. He's fought a lot of the top guys, and even in that Gaethje fight, like, he had his moments as well, and it was still a pretty competitive fight. Yeah, I just think Fiziev's just on a bit of another level, not like levels above, but I just think he's a step above, and I think he gets it done here. All right. Moving right along to our co-main event, we got Dan Hooker taking on Benoit Saint Denis. Hooker, that last fight against Sarukian wasn't the best looks. Obviously, Sarukian fucking headbutted him in the weigh-ins, and I apparently broke his nose. So came into that one a little bit beaten up. But Saint Denis, we know what he wants to do. He wants to come in and grapple and control, and it's kind of something that Hooker's had some problems with, but he has also beat some good grapplers in the past. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, this one should be a war. I mean, all Dan Hooker fights are fun, wars, and Benoit Saint Denis is the god of war, so he's gonna bring it. Both these guys are gonna clash in there, and Hooker. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the greatest look against Sarukian, but I think Sarukian probably does that to 90% of the division. I mean, I think Armin's really good, and yeah, I don't hold that too much against him. Before that, he was on a nice little run. He had a lot of injuries though, with a broken hand and stuff, and I mean, we've seen him kind of defensive grappling be okay. I mean, the Jalen Turner fight, he was able to get back to his feet and kind of, and he even got takedowns of his own in that one, but Jalen Turner was kind of tired in that fight. And, yeah, and then the Gamrot fight, he was able to, shrug off Gamrot's takedowns, and pretty good, and keep it on the feet, and, yeah, he's long and lengthy. He's got, he's going to go in there. He's going to throw volume. He's going to go in there and pretty much brawl, not much technique behind it, and just go out there and put on a show for the fans and go to war. And, Benoit, we've seen kind of Benoit do the same thing. Want to go out there and go to war. And, yeah, and he definitely has a grappling advantage. If he could take down Hooker, and, he's got good submissions, but I don't think I think, he might want to keep it on the feet. I'm not too sure. Maybe he wants to go out there and put on a show for the fans and make it a war, or he can just take them down. And there's an easy path here. If Benoit just gets the takedowns and can probably find a sub. But, we've seen Hooker defend. So it's like, is Armin really that good to be able to do that? And I don't really hold Benoit's wrestling to the level of these other guys. I don't think his wrestling is very good, but he has good submission grappling. You know what I mean? So that's an interesting aspect of it. If he's able to get him down and keep him down and control him and be able to find the stuff, you know what I mean? Because Hooker is kind of slimy down there, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a war. I like Benoit Saint Denis inside the distance, but I think it's going to be a war, and this could be another crazy live betting spot. Maybe if Benoit kind of goes to war and maybe he slows down, because I mean Hooker's cardio is pretty good. Kind of, I could kind of see this being kind of like the Jalen Turner fight, where Turner has big moments in the first, and if he doesn't finish them, maybe Hooker finds his way back into the fight. It should be a good one though. I'm looking forward to watching this one, and yeah, I like Benoit inside the distance.
Yeah, I mean, I like Benoit as well, but like. I think this might be one that I kind of just want to wait and live bet, because it does feel a lot like that Gamrot fight. Gamrot, we knew he was going to have the grappling edge, and he showed the grappling edge early, and then Hooker just kind of, he just weathered the storm, and he was the guy putting on the pace late in that fight and got the job done. I mean, Saint Denis, like, I think this guy's good. I think he's definitely, he's well-rounded. He's tough as nails. Like that's one thing you can't say he's not tough. I mean, this dude, we've seen him take some beatings and keep going. Even in the Moicano fight, Moicano put it on him in that first round, had him just dead to rights, and he was coming back in that fight. His eye was swollen shut, and eventually got stopped because of that. But he was coming back, and that's one thing I like about Saint Denis is that he's just there's no quitting him. But technically speaking, the Hoofy fight took down Hoofy, controlled him, but I was on him in that fight, and every moment that they were on the feet, I was nervous because it just felt like he was a little bit sluggish. And then, he had that pretty straightforward, he was a massive dog or a massive favorite. I can't remember the kid's name. But even in that fight, I was like, man, it just seems like he's kind of dependent on the takedowns. I just didn't feel like he was what he was a couple of years ago. But it's
Kyle Prepolek.
Yeah, Prepolek, the Prepolek fight. Like that was supposed to be a mauling. It was pretty much a mauling. But I just didn't feel like he looked overly impressive for what that fight was. But I mean, Hooker, the last fight, it just did not look good. But Sarukian's a guy that, he really should be fighting for the title. So, I mean, how much can you really, weigh that against Dan?
Yeah.
And plus the headbutt in the weigh-ins, like that's
yeah.
I mean, he supposedly had a broken nose from that. So,
but did you see the Armin post though? Armin posted before the fight and after the fight.
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but I mean, Armin to me, if you match Armin and Benoit up, I'm betting Armin every day of the week as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Saint Denis probably gets it done. He has the grappling edge. He definitely has the ability to take Dan down and hold him down and do some work on the ground. If it's a war and he's just able to land takedowns over the course of 3 rounds and it's back and forth, he gets the edge there. But he also does have that finishing upside as well. So I like Saint Denis. I think he probably gets it done. Hooker's been through many, many wars, and at some point, he's not going to be the same guy. And who knows when that real fall off is going to come? But yeah, I think Saint Denis gets it done, and he's got some finish upside here. All right, that brings us to our main event. It is a rematch from not that long ago. Volk put on a pretty good clinic in that fight for the most part. He did get dropped, but he outlanded Diego pretty significantly in that fight. In every round, I even think the round that he got dropped, he outlanded Diego. But Diego came back. Great win over Silva, and the guy's a warrior. It's a young man's game. Diego is the younger guy here. Volk, one of the greatest champions we've seen. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, we just seen it. I mean, Volk kind of dominated that fight. Outstruck him in every round, like you said, and he got rocked. I counted twice. He got rocked, once in the 4th and once in the 2nd. Yeah, he got rocked. 2nd and 4th or whatever it was. He got rocked pretty badly in those fights, and then had to recovered well and came back. But we've seen Volk. His chin has been compromised. I mean, the Taporia knockout and the Islam knockout. It's like getting up there. You're 37. It's Volk. I mean, the cardio is going to be there. He's going to be prepared. This is pretty much what is Diego going to be able to do here to make adjustments to kind of to combat what Volk was doing. Volk was kind of just piecing him up and circling and Diego didn't really throw any volume. He didn't let his hands go. I would like if Diego came out and kind of just started just went at Volk and kind of just put the pressure on him. I think he probably have some success there. And instead of trying to sit back and kind of plot his way and find that one big shot. I mean, the Gene Silva fight. I mean, he looked pretty good in that fight. I mean, round 1, I mean, he pretty much 10-7'd him in round 1, and then Silva kind of started to make his comeback in the 2nd, and then he hits that crazy spinning elbow. Yeah, I mean, for Diego here to have success, I mean, he's going to have to get in there and make adjustments, bring the chaos, bring violence, make Volk worry about getting hit, not just sit back and get pieced up, But, Diego's tough. He's got a granite chin, durable, he'll go in there and go to war. But it's like, man, I don't know. At some point, that chin just goes, and it's not a fairy tale. Like, it's not always a fairy tale ending where you just keep winning all these fights. I definitely think Volk has the skills, but can Diego find that kill shot, man? That's what I'm debating right now. The line is kind of weird. I mean, he's minus 140, and he just dominated the guy 4-1. So, I mean. I don't know what to make of the betting line. You would think Volk would be like a minus 250 favorite. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the line is weird, and man, I think it might be new. I don't know. I'm having a weird feeling that Diego catches him. Man, I have a weird feeling. I think Volk could definitely win and repeat and look good, but I have a weird feeling that Diego finds something here and puts Volk away. I don't know, and Volk might retire. I have a weird feeling.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
I'm leaning right now. I haven't officially, but I'm gonna lean Diego right now. I still got till Saturday. We got all day to show and got some more time to think about it. But I'm leaning as of right now. I'm leaning Diego gets the job done and finds that kill shot. But if I'm betting him, I'm probably betting him by KO because I don't think he has a chance to win a decision. So I'm probably betting him inside the distance. He has no chance to win a decision against Volk. He has to find that button. And I didn't like how Volk got rocked in those reactions. You know what I mean? And he took a year off, but still,
Yeah, I mean, he's now officially been dropped in 3 straight fights, which, that's something, especially for a guy who's been, he never really got hurt in fights. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. And yeah, it just kind of feels like this is one of those fights where everyone's like, why did they make this fight? This is not the fight, blah, blah. And then, all of a sudden
the UFC clearly want Diego to be a champion.
Right? Yeah, I mean, they would love that.
Because you would have rather given, I mean, there was more deserving guy. He had one spectacular, crazy win, but I mean, Lerone Murphy probably deserves a title shot. He's on a long run. Mozar on a long run has to, I would have rather seen those 2 fights than to run this one back. But I don't know. I think the UFC kind of want Diego to win. I think Volk's chin's going. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, and I think like Mozar obviously is deserving. Lerone's deserving. But from the UFC perspective, I wouldn't think that Mozar has the game to beat Volk, but I think Diego, with the striking and the wildness that he brings, definitely he's got that game changer. And I think that's kind of what they're looking for here. They're trying to see if, they can get that game changing knockout and, Diego skyrockets. Yeah, it's tough because it's tough to bet against Volk. And like you said, if this thing goes 5 rounds, Volk's probably winning because I don't see Diego being able to match the volume. And, I don't think, Diego's got pretty solid cardio, but I just don't think he's got the cardio of Volk. So, longer this fight goes, I think obviously it goes to Volk, but there is that KO upside, and I think it's live. I mean, he has dropped Volk. He's hurt Volk, like you said, a couple times in that fight. And sometimes it just takes that one. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough because it kind of feels like the Merab Jan fight where I was just like, what is Jan gonna do to edge that gap? And Jan absolutely did, and he looked head and shoulders better than Merab in that fight. So
the second fights never go as like the first one. So
no, they generally
this
don't.
is going to be
Yeah.
an interesting one, man. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So I think for an official pick, I mean, I don't even know. The more we talk about it, it's just like
I'm going to probably take the shot on Lopez by knockout.
I like the dog shot. I do. I mean,
let me see what number is
like
that?
you said. If we're betting him, we're betting him inside the distance. I mean, I might even just bet him KO because
325 to KO.
Volk has shown the sub defense, but at the same time, if he gets dropped and then subbed, like that's not out of the question. And Diego does have good submissions, so
yeah, he does.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So, for the show purposes, I'm gonna ride with you here. We'll take the dog shot here, and but if I'm betting it, it's Diego by
it's
KO.
The KO.
That's
325. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's worth it. That's worth a shot. Even if you think Volk's going to win, I mean, it's worth a shot. It's not a bad price. That's a great price.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do a little DFS? You got any plays that you like?
We're going to do the parlay. We need to do the parlay, right? We need to do the parlay, and then we get about the core. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Did you have anything in mind for your first?
Yeah, I'm going South Kill KO.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with my gut here, and I think Alancana sub is the way to go. I already bet it, but
okay,
put that with the KO and a little finish parlay. See what we get. That's probably a decent price.
Yeah, this book, I have to go to another book to get it.
Let's see.
Hold on. Yeah, the knockouts, the sub's not out on this book. I go to bet online.
I know DK headlines, so let's see if I can pull it up. You said Saul killed
KO.
Which I love, obviously. I feel like it's just kind of come down to if Alancana can get the job done.
Yep.
Let's see here. All right, so Billy.
It's going to be a good number.
And then we got Salke. Oh no, that's a top fight. I was gonna say they're back-to-back fights, but they're winning method.
They are back-to-back fights.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I'm looking at 356. If you bet it on DK,
that's good.
Oh,
like it.
Oh yeah. So they are back to back, so that'll be fun. All right,
and then you want to give out a core?
Yeah, which should be interesting this week. So I guess, I mean, if you look the first leg, if we think Diego's got the shot here, I think Diego is in play.
He's in play. 7,700. Kind of like Kim. We could put Diego in if you want. Yeah, 5-round fight. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I like Cam as well.
And then,
yeah, I mean, I would expect Diego still puts up a decent score regardless. I don't really worry about him.
I think we go Sal killed. Sal kill. And
Man, Malkoon, if I knew
Malkoon was one I was thinking too.
Yeah.
That'll leave you 8,000 for your next 3.
And now would there be a we both liked Oban too, so like
Oban, yeah, I don't mind Oban. We could do Oban, yeah. I don't even.
Well, the core is supposed to be guys that we feel very confidently are going to win. So Alancana, we feel, or
you want to do Alancana?
Sal killed. We feel
Sal
very confident.
Sal killed. You could do Alancana if you want. Go Lopez, Alancana, and
Sal killed.
No, Sal killed. That leaves you 7,900 for your next 3. You'd have to take
another dog in
like
there.
Oban.
But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to get a couple dogs on that card. So
yeah, we'll go Lopez, Sal killed, Alancana.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be the core.
I like that one. Yeah,
that'll be the core. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, then we build from there.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. We got a little parlay. We got a little 3-fighter core for DFS. We will be live Saturday night for the fights, and we'll be live betting as always. A lot of fun. So tune in for that. But yeah, I mean that's it for me, Johnny. If you got anything, let us know. Otherwise, we'll get out of here. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a like, share the video, and we will see you Saturday night. We're out.